Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So I've just literally sat down on my computer and we have a brand new article, news update from Games Workshop regarding pricing. The pricing is going up in some areas. I know this is a touchy subject, like we talk about this all the time when I stream and stuff. I see it online all the time. Is GW justified doing their prices? Some people say yes, some others say no, they're being priced out of the hobby. Yes, we can talk about that till we're blue in the face. I'm just going to go through this article to see what they're talking about in terms of pricing news. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm jumping in the same as you right now. So let's just do this. So it says here, you can hardly pick up a newsletter and see a headline today without mentioning the rising cost. Electricity, gas, raw material, shipping, inflation is abroad in the land, and we're not immune to these effects. For those of you who haven't been following the current crisis, I would say Europe, England, gas prices are skyrocketing at the moment. It's one of the main news subjects. Again, if you're from England, you probably, well, I say England, the United Kingdom, Ireland, anywhere in Europe, you're probably aware of the rising gas prices. It goes into more information here. It says, so regrettably, we'll be increasing prices a little, it says. Okay, let's see this. In most cases, this will be about 5%. So an example of what you can expect, a box of intercessors will go up by £1 from £35 to £36. A few things are going up like 10%. Books, scenery, resin miniatures. Okay, there's something I want to say about this in a second. And there's a couple of outliners, e.g. Blood Bowl teams and metal miniatures, which are going up around 20%. The price changes will come in effect on the 7th of March. So that is next month, of course. We're writing this now because we want to give you as much notice as we can so you can take advantage of the current prices. It goes into, says there's a bit of, well, there's two bits of good news. There's a heap of things we've been able to keep at the same price. There are certain currencies where they won't be changing any price. We understand no one likes a price rise, so we've done our best to minimize any chances and to keep things that you use every day, paints, etc., at the current levels, and to make sure it remains easy to get started with Warhammer. We work to exclude most starter sets from the changes. So what's not going up in price apparently here? Paints, brushes, paint tools, the majority of the starter sets, and it's got a big list of the starter sets. Age of Sigmar starter set getting started with 40k, Age of Sigmar Warrior starter set, Harbinger starter set, the Elite Edition, Recruit Edition, Kill Team starter set, Underworld starter set, and Underworld's Harrow Deep as well. And excluded currencies, right at the bottom, it says, we're pleased that some of the areas of the globe, we will maintain our current prices. Australia, which is high anyway. New Zealand, which is high anyway. Japan and China. I'm not too sure because I've never really seen people mention the Japanese yen. Is it priced right? I'm again, not too sure. And the China currency, I don't even know what that is. RMB, please inform me. I don't know if that's dear as well. Now, just to swing back to some of the stuff in here, it says a few things going up around 10%, e.g. books, scenery, and resin miniatures. Now, first things first, books. I cannot understand, well, I can understand people like to have books on their shelves. I'm not arguing against that. But the way that Games Workshop has gone digital these days, and we still don't have now the full books being able to be bought digitally. Yes, you can put your code in, you can get the rules, but what happened to the good old days, like on iBooks, where you used to get like the full codex, it got updated, you had the lore in there, everything like that. I've made this argument so many bloody times. Why isn't Games Workshop investing in a digital platform? They've already done it with Warhammer Plus, right? Why aren't they putting their books via that service on that system? Yes, you can probably argue the price point and stuff like that, but they have a system in place where they can then dictate the price because they have that digital platform to go up. They don't have to go up with the rising cost of paper when you can do it digitally. A lot of people want it digitally these days rather than the actual book on their shelf. I know I would. Everyone I've spoke to, everyone I've played with, they're all like, I'd rather have it on my phone. They're already using like apps on their phone, like Battle Scribe and stuff like that. So why isn't Games Workshop jumping on this and doing it? Again, again, I literally have no idea. I understand why it's no longer on the iStore or anything, because apparently Apple took 30% of whatever you sold your product for. So, you know, they don't want that eating into their profit. In terms of resin models, this is, of course, like all the Horus Heresy range now, Forge World products, Stormbirds, Thunderhawks, those going up by 10%, the, you know, Warlord Titans, everything like that. That is a tasty increase when you think of how much they cost at this moment in time. What I would say is that, why are we still doing resin miniatures? Resin is very, very dangerous. I've always said this. I hate working with resin. I've just done a Stormbird. It was one of the most worst hobby experiences of my entire bloody life. I can understand if people like working with resin, but with the way you can do the molds now with plastic, I thought Games Workshop would have jumped onto this bandwagon a long time ago and started to put more stuff over to plastic. Maybe we'll start seeing that, but at this moment in time, the amount of resin products they have, I think, is just crapper. Crappy, and I hope they change that very, very soon. Now, with actual scenery products, I've heard that they make this in China. Please correct me if I am wrong. I admit if I'm wrong, but if that is true, I'm wondering, why the hell are they making it in China? Of course, there must be a cost thing in there because, you know, profit and everything like that. But why have they got the factory at Nottingham if they're making stuff like scenery in another country? Surely it would be more logical to make it over in the UK, maybe, and then just, you know, there's no boats or anything like that. You know, if you think on like on an environmental scale, making it in one part of the world just to ship it over to the other part of the world, then to ship it back over to the other parts of the world, it just doesn't make sense to me. And of course, it's got to cost more because of all the back and forth and everything like that. So yeah, if that is true, then I have literally no idea why they're doing the scenery stuff in China. In terms of like paints, their tools and everything not going up in price, it's kind of funny, right? I know this may be conspiracy, but that's the stuff that they're in hard competition with other companies like Vallejo, you know, Army Painted Speed Paints and stuff. To be fair, I don't know why you buy Games Workshop tools. The paintbrushes, the clippers, all that type of stuff. I always suggest to people, don't buy it from Games Workshop. It's highly overpriced as it is. Go on Amazon, eBay, anything like that. You can get better tools, better paintbrushes for the fraction of the bloody price as well. So yeah, don't do that anyway. For me, when I see this type of stuff, of course, I dislike it. I hate anything going up in price. I come from the days when Freddos were like 10 pence, and now they're like £1. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this world? It's just insane. So to see prices going up and wages not going up to match that with everything that's going on, I'm not going to get too political and everything. I like to keep this 40k in Games Workshop related. But yeah, it's just insane. And I see people like say to me more or less on a weekly basis, I can't afford this hobby anymore. You know, I've been doing it for such and such years, and it's got to a point now where, you know, the money it's getting to, it's just not something I can do anymore. And, you know, that is sad because people who've been following it, they love making these models. Like, just like I tried to put myself in their shoes where I literally couldn't afford to like buy a box of Space Marines or to make a Space Marine army, and it would probably be one of the most crappy feelings I could probably have, because this is where I get all my fun from, is building Space Marines and building these armies and fighting friends and stuff like that. The social aspect, it's so good for your mental health and everything. It really is just, it does wonders for me anyway. So to see that it affects people like that is really, really a crappy thing. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I would like to get your thoughts and feedback on this. If you've got anything to say, please post it down below in the comment section, and we can have a nice little talk down there as we always do. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.